Oh, wow. Oh, well, that's cool. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello, hello. They will be, NASA should be going live here any moment. Just found something cool. So if everyone tunes into NASA Jet Propulsion, um, let me see if I can pull up this one. Uh, hang on. Oh my God, this is cool. Hang on. Where is it? NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Oh my God, this is so cool. Wait, I got a screen share. Oh, hang on. Wait, hang on. Let me, mm, can I, can I, can, okay. Let me, I'm there now. They should be going live here any second, but hang on a second. I'm doing something. I got a different thing I just want since it's live already. We will share this one real quick. Oh my God, this is so cool. So we are in mission control. Look at this 360 view. Okay. And NASA's beginning. Hang on. Let me show this real quick. As the countdown to Mars continues, the perseverance of humanity launching the next generation of Hang on. Check this out. Is this not cool? That's mission control. Whoop whoop. That's cool. All right. So hang on. Let me get back to this other one. Let me get back because we're beginning. Oh, happening in an hour and a half from now. The rover will attempt to land in Jezreel Crater. It is the most difficult landing site on Mars ever attempted. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Raquel. In the past, mission team members gathered in our mission control room, but this time around we have COVID safety measures in place. Today's landing will look a little different than what you've seen before. I am in a room by myself, and so is my co-host. Here in the Space Flight Operations Facility, team members are in different parts of the facility. Some are in mission control, others are upstairs for landing operations. We also have isolated rooms for our guests on the show. In total, we have 8 locations covered by over 15 robotic cameras that you'll be seeing. One of those locations is the dark room, the heart of NASA's deep space network. Think of it as a giant communication switchboard. This is where spacecraft phone home to us from across the solar system and interstellar space. The Deep Space Network has been tracking Perseverance since it left Earth, and there are lots of ways you can watch landing today. We have a 360-degree camera inside the control room. It lets you experience the landings right along with the team while seeing this broadcast. We also have the team feed. It shows an uninterrupted view of mission control and audio. También tenemos un programa en español. To tell us about it is host Diana Trujillo, who also works on the mission. Thank you, Raquel. We're so excited to be the sister live broadcast in Spanish. Sintoniza nuestro programa en las redes sociales de Twitter, YouTube y Facebook en la NASA en español, para que nos acompañes a un tour virtual de la NASA con entrevistas con astronautas, con participación de artistas, con entrevistas con científicos e ingenieros de Perseverance, con clases de Sésamo y mucho más. Te esperamos. Gracias, Diana. And don't forget, we want to see how you are watching landing today. Use the hashtag CountdownMars to send us JTL News Office, Marina Jurica.
Hey, John.
Thanks so much, Raquel. The excitement is building behind me right here in Mission Control as we count down to the Perseverance landing. We will be talking to some of the many people who made today possible. Scientists, engineers on the Mars 2020 Perseverance rover team, to folks from NASA headquarters giving us a look into the future of
Thank you,
Mars
John.
exploration. A little later, we will also be speaking with the students who named the rover and the helicopter. Inspirational stories as we prepare for another landing on the red planet. Back to you, Raquel. Thanks, Marina. Let's give a shout out to the students around the nation learning about Perseverance's mission to Mars with their teachers. We're happy you're with us on this exciting day. Later in the show, we will be answering some of the questions you submitted.
Later today, couple hours.
Landing on Mars is complex. The team will be calling out milestones as they happen. It's fast-paced, and you'll hear lots of technical terms. To help us translate and explain what is going on in Mission Control is Swati Mohan. She is part of Perseverance's landing team. Thanks for guiding us through landing today, Swati.
Hi, Raquel. I'm happy to be here today.
Swati, what is the status of the Perseverance rover right now?
So Perseverance is still in space right now, about 9,000 miles from Mars. So far, she's healthy and on course.
And it takes time to send signals away from Mars. Can you let us know how that affects the information we're seeing?
They're fine.
So Mars is about 120
Hey, dog walker.
million miles from Earth.
Stitch.
That means it takes about 11 minutes from light to travel from Mars to Earth. So all the information that we received from Perseverance actually happened 11 minutes ago. So the round trip is 22 minutes for us to send a command to Perseverance and hear back on the ground that she's received that command. This is what we call two-way light traveling.
Good to know. And can you tell us who else is in the room with you right now?
The operations team is split into two different areas. Here in the cruise mission support area, we have primarily the team that has been flying Perseverance from Earth to Mars. You'll see the placards with the roles of each of the people by their station. Some of the people you may hear talking today are
Yeah, he's fine.
who is the conductor of our operations orchestra here, the entry, descent, and landing activity lead, who is a member of the landing team's tasked with understanding the execution of entry, descent, and landing, and then also the telecommunications and entry, descent, and landing communications engineers who will be monitoring the signal from Perseverance through the different applications. Upstairs, in what we call the war room, we have almost the entire entry, descent, and landing operations team. And then across the hall from them, we have the surface mission control room, where the surface operations team is ready and waiting to take over as soon as Perseverance's wheels touch the ground.
And you have been part of this mission for years now. Can you tell us what you've been working on?
I've been working on Perseverance for almost 8 years now.
Yes, so am I, Pablo. Very excited.
Engineers working primarily on entry, descent, and landing. One of my big tasks was to help with terrain.
I do have the launch live on my feed. I also have interviews from that day on my YouTube channel. Good morning.
Seeing where she is with respect to the Martian surface and choosing a safe spot.
Yes, I do know that, which is amazing.
Working on the mission, it's an honor to be here today as the mission commentator.
We're happy to have you here. Thanks, Swati. We'll be checking back in with you in just a few minutes as Perseverance approaches its next milestone. But for now, let's learn more about the rover's mission once it lands on Mars.
Hello, Brett. Welcome.
Mars is the closest place that we can reach with robotic exploration that we think have a really good chance of having ancient life.
Perseverance rover will land at a location called Jezreel Crater. Jezreel Crater is a very interesting place. It's a crater that once held a lake.
There are a lot of craters on the surface of Mars that could have once hosted ancient lakes, but not every crater that we think
Come here.
that lake was there.
It had an inflow channel and it had an outflow channel. That means it was filled, the crater was filled with water.
In Jezreel,
Stop. It's fine.
beautiful preserved delta deposit on Mars in that crater.
This is a wonderful place to live for microorganisms, and it is also a wonderful place for those microorganisms to be preserved so that we can find them now so many billions of years from now.
There is no other place on Mars that has a unique combination of the lake setting, beautifully preserved delta, and the diverse mineralogy that we have in Jezreel Crater. So it's truly a special landing site.
The major goal of the Perseverance mission is to investigate astrobiology on Mars, and in particular, to address the question of whether life ever existed on Mars. The Perseverance
It's not
mission
choppy on my end, so.
Curiosity, we've added to it a whole new set of science instruments, and these science instruments were purposefully selected to help us in the search for biosignatures. We're going to be taking microphones with us. For the first time, we're going to have that human sense of another planet.
Perseverance carries with her a grand experiment in space-faring technology, a helicopter, the name of which is now Ingenuity.
One of the major upgrades that Perseverance has from Curiosity is that it's able to self-drive for a distance of...
Well, you can watch it on the YouTube channel. If you're more than welcome to. It is available on the YouTube channel under NASA.
Scientists for years have told us that to really unlock...
I'm not saying you're lying.
We have to bring samples from Mars back.
So what Mars 2020 is going to do is to drill samples, put them in small tubes. We're going to seal it in its own individual tube. We set them on the surface to provide a target for the second two missions.
You're welcome.
Which hopefully will get in development in the next several years and could potentially get the samples back to Earth by 2020.
Hey, Randy.
Perseverance is a very, very profound first step in both our understanding of our place in the universe and a stepping stone
Hey, Tim.
to human exploration.
We're watching live Mars landing commentary, and Perseverance is about to reach another important milestone. Swati, can you tell us what is happening?
We are at a milestone where the
Reach another important milestone.
whether they're ready to turn off the transmitter to Perseverance. Turning off the transmitter is like taking your hands off of the wheel. At this point forward, Perseverance would be on her own to execute entry, descent, and landing over 500
Oh, my Lord.
lines of code. Let's listen in.
This 360 view is like crazy to watch.
Go. Propulsion. Go.
What took you so long?
Go.
7 months.
Chief. Go. 8. Go. Launch crew safely. Go. Deputy mission. Go. EDL safely. Go. Mission assurance. Mission assurance is go.
Yes.
Chief engineer.
Uh-oh. Come on. Oh,
Project manager. Perfect. Go. Mission manager. All stations are go for transmitter off. Copy flight. Go for transmitter on.
We have seen Perseverance ready to execute entry, descent, and landing on her own.
Thank you, Swati. As we just heard, Perseverance is now operating on its own as it cruises closer to Mars. To help explain what this mission means for the agency is NASA's Associate Administrator, Thomas Zurbuchen. Thomas, this is our 5th rover sent to Mars since 1997. Can you tell us how Perseverance is going to kickstart a new era?
Wow, this is such an important day today, and it really is the beginning of a new era in a sense that we're going from exploration, with experiments on rovers, looking around, doing analysis, to the sample return phase, in which we're not only looking around, looking at the geology, but really turning our rover into a robotic geologist and astrobiologist, collecting samples that we will bring back to Earth. And for us, of course, those are where the best laboratories are of all of humanity. Some of them still remain to be explored by some that are not yet in the science community yet. And that's what we're looking forward to. It's that new phase. The other element that I want to talk about is the amazing technologies that are there. And of course, one of my favorites is the Ingenuity helicopter, this in search of this extraterrestrial Wright brothers moment, on full flight for the first time elsewhere.
Great. And we have a student question on video for you from Macy.
Hi, my name is Macy Rosedale. My question is anything alive on Mars? Thank you.
Well, Macy, I'm so glad for your question. That's a question I asked myself. Is anything alive there? And frankly, at the surface where we're going right now with Perseverance, we do not believe
Hey, Chad.
anything alive right there because of the radiation that's there. It's chilling, cold, and there's really no water there. But guess what? We think that 3 billion years ago, this looked like a stream that you may see on Earth. And frankly, a lot more similar than Earth, but water with a magnetic field, just like the Earth with an atmosphere. And the question is, at that time, 3 billion years ago, were there single-cell organisms, just of the type that developed on Earth? So is there life on Mars or world? We don't know. But where we're going right now, we're really looking for ancient life, and that's what we're so excited about.
Thank you for your time today, Thomas. And thanks to everyone who has been using the hashtag Countdown to Mars. Here are some of the photos that you've sent in so far. Let's take a look. Now, please keep sharing with us how you are watching this moment today. For now, let's go back to Swati for an important update to what's going on in mission control as we get closer to another milestone.
Here we go. This next milestone is a communications pool. So during landing, not only will Perseverance talk directly to Earth, but we'll also be talking to 2 spacecraft that are currently orbiting Mars, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and the Maven spacecraft. This poll is to confirm with the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter spacecraft and the Maven spacecraft teams that they are ready and on track to support the relay and Perseverance. Let's listen in.
EDL complex. Have you performed the comp check and readiness of the orbiters?
We have performed the wind check and the readiness polls and confirmed that MRO, Maven, EDA.
Yeah, I got my phone going. I got the television going.
EDO, CDS are all ready for support.
Copy EDL count.
So we just heard that we have that confirmation from each of the different orbiters and all of their support equipment on the ground that they are ready and are on track to support the relay from Perseverance.
Great, thank you, Swati. And we just heard that communications readiness poll, which means we are ready to relay the data Perseverance will send to get a better idea of what the rover looks like as it approaches Mars. We have a NASA program called EYES. The visualization lets anyone watching track Perseverance. Here's how the program works.
Follow Perseverance on its journey to the surface of the Earth planet with eyes on the solar system. From your desktop or mobile device, go to eyes.nasa.gov. Click on the banner, and now you're with Perseverance in real time through every step of EVA, entry, descent, and landing. This interactive experience lets you ride along from whatever perspective you choose. Click and drag, scroll in, scroll out. Check out the descriptions and explanations to increase your EDL expertise. Experience every entry, descent, and landing event precisely designed and executed to land Perseverance safely on Mars. The EYES experience is based on predictive data.
Yeah, I can't do that on this one. Not if I want my stream to run smooth.
Team and mission control receives from Perseverance in near real time. This is the visualization the team will follow as data fills their screens while monitoring the health of Perseverance on its nerve-wracking course to another successful Mars landing. Enjoy the ride.
You are watching live Mars landing commentary. Stepping outside mission control to talk to us is Perseverance system engineer Matt Smith. Thanks for joining us today, Matt.
Hey, Raquel.
Well, coming from mission control, we are going to hear terms related to landing. Can you help us understand what some of them mean?
Sure, definitely. One thing you'll hear a lot about is telemetry. So telemetry is just our way of talking about data that's coming from the spacecraft and telling us important things like temperatures on the vehicle, pressure, how much fuel we have left, and other things that we need to understand for the health and safety of the vehicle. You'll also hear the word nominal, hopefully. Nominal means everything is expected, everything is okay, we're good to go. You'll hear also a lot about velocity and deceleration. So velocity is just our speed combined with the direction we're going. And deceleration is our slowing velocity. So we're coming in at over 12,000 miles per hour. We're going to slow down to a nice, comfortable 2 miles per hour at landing. And that's our deceleration. Speaking of landing, you may hear a couple important terms at landing itself. One is RIMU stable. So the RIMU is a device on the rover.
Yeah, I got a lot going on in here too, so.
It's moving. So we want a nice stable landing spot without any motion. You'll also hear UHF stable, hopefully. UHF stable refers to good telecommunications link with the rover and indicates that we've had a good separation between the descent stage and the rover after the sky crane maneuver. Finally, you may also hear Tango Delta nominal, or touchdown nominal. That means we've touched down on the surface of Mars within the expected range of safe landing speeds.
So that breakdown. Now, this is your first Mars mission. What have you learned from this experience?
Yeah, one of my takeaways is that you can almost never be too careful when it comes to Mars. You definitely can't take Mars for granted. You know, we've checked and double-checked and triple-checked everything on our way to Mars. And you know, even though we've done this once before using the sky crane technique on the Curiosity rover, you know, I think everyone's going to have everyone's going to hold their breath until we're on the surface of Mars this time around.
And we have a social media question coming in. Nor the Door on Instagram asks, how complicated is the automated landing sequence and who wrote the code?
Yeah, it's quite complicated. The automated landing software needs to do literally hundreds of things all on its own, just right with sub-second timing accuracy. And it's the result of many hundreds of people over many years.
And sound.
Curiosity, and then,
Don't forget sound.
The Perseverance landing today at Jezreel Crater.
Okay. Thanks for your time today, Matt, and good luck.
Thanks.
Now, landing on Mars is hard. Landing on Mars during a pandemic is even harder. The team behind the Perseverance rover faced one of its biggest challenges when the coronavirus pandemic struck. Here's how they kept the mission going.
When the pandemic struck, the future was certainly unknown. It was like
Correct.
into a blind dark alley. You didn't know what was there, what was in front of you, what you were going to have to deal with.
It also has a helicopter.
It's something
Ingenuity.
It's something nobody could plan for.
We all were asked to start working from home.
Rather than your first priority being mission success and getting to the launch pad, your first priority immediately gets displaced, and it's now the safety of the people. And it's took a lot of work to put stuff together in order to keep momentum going, to keep people working safely, keep them healthy, and to keep the project on schedule. We called the effort Mars 2020 Safe at Work, and the objective was to keep the team as safe or safer than they would be if they were not working. You know, putting a spacecraft together that's going to Mars and not making a mistake, it's hard no matter what. Trying to do it during the middle of the pandemic, it's a lot harder.
And liftoff. As the countdown to Mars continues, the perseverance of humanity launching the next generation of robotic explorers to the Red Planet.
Certainly never done something like this before, trying to lead a team that's flying a spacecraft on the way to Mars while getting ready for landing, while doing it all from home.
There's no doubt that working in isolation, not virtual isolation, but in physical isolation from everyone else, is a challenge.
We had to rethink and redesign what it meant to operate a spacecraft in flight when we couldn't all be in the same room in mission control, seeing the data come down from Perseverance.
It was a major change going to that, looking at everyone on a screen instead of in person.
Because of the pandemic, you can't, just pop over your cubicle wall and talk to the person next to you.
Yes, so am I.
To figure out how to communicate and get everything done remotely, but we managed to make it work.
We are explorers. Our job is to go into the unknown. And this is just another example of the unknown.
We're really doing something that's transformative and trying to understand whether or not life evolved on another planet. That's the fundamental objective of this mission.
We're all still connected by this incredible mission and this wonderful team that we have the opportunity to be a part of. So that keeps at least me going.
Pretty much everybody that I've talked to that's associated with the mission has said the same thing. You could not have come up with a better name than Perseverance.
It's an amazing serendipity.
Of course I do. I'm good friends with Chris and the crew that work for them, Trevor, all of them. Yeah.
Joining us now is Perseverance Deputy Project Manager Matt Wallace.
Now it's getting
Matt,
choppy.
Just how ambitious is this mission to keep staying on track with unexpected challenges like the pandemic?
Well, stay very ambitious. We're carrying out a host of new, extremely capable science instruments to do that science mission that we talked about, but also a number of technology experiments to provide feed forward information into the next set of robotic explorers or even to the next exploration of Mars. So there's a lot for us to do. We look a lot like Curiosity, but in fact we're carrying 50% more payload down to the surface of Mars.
Space is a busy thing today.
It's been a big challenge. And it was particularly challenging when the pandemic struck. Came at a critical time in our processing. We were just months away from launching. We're trying to essentially get the spacecraft assembled to do the final test. Did not have a lot of margin in our schedule. Our focus was entirely shifted from that to keeping the team safe and keeping their families safe. And we had to do that quickly. We make the adjustment quickly. I think, and we got a lot of help. A lot of people stepped up to make it happen. The team was tenacious, and we managed to get it launched and fly to Mars. Thanks to a lot of help.
And Matt, just how large is the team that worked on Perseverance?
It's a big team. A couple thousand people here just at JPL.
Yeah, that's very cool from JPL, Mission Control.
And then almost every other NASA center has contributed in some significant
Very cool.
and critical way as well. We have over 1,000 industry partners that have provided hardware into this mission from 44 different states, 60 different cities, and of course we have international contributions from Europe and many other international providers as well. So
It's a big team. It's taken a lot of people to get us to where we're at.
With a big team, this is the most difficult landing site ever attempted. Now, why do you think Perseverance is ready to land in Jezreel Crater now?
Jezreel is tough. I mean, it's scientifically fascinating because it's got a lot of things like craters and
No, I have not.
Fields and cliffs and sand dunes and that sort of thing, which are great for the science community. That's the type of features they're looking for to learn more about. But they're all landing hazards for us, and so we've had to add new technology to drill navigation, which is the ability to essentially divert away from hazards. But we have taken this system through the same types of paces that we have in previous missions. We use the same techniques, the same best practices for engineering verification. And in many cases, we've used the same people. This, in fact, is my fifth Mars rover mission, and I'm not alone. There's other people on the project in the same situation. So, the team has given it everything they've gotten to put it all out there and to make this successful, and I think we're ready.
Thanks, Matt, and good luck on your fifth mission.
Thank you very much.
Well, Jezreel Crater is a location on Mars that has intrigued scientists for years. Let's head over to Marina to learn more about the science goals of the mission.
That's right, Raquel. Here to explain why we want to go there is Deputy Project Scientist Katie Stack-Morgan. Welcome, Katie.
Thanks, Marina. Glad to be here.
Now, Perseverance is landing on Mars at the Jezreel Crater. Why is it that you and the team chose this particular area?
Yeah, so scientists think Jezreel Crater is one of the best places on Mars and possibly the entire solar system to look for signs of ancient life. Jezreel contains an ancient lake and has within it one of the best preserved ancient delta deposits on the surface of Mars. And deltas form when a river enters a relatively open body of water, like an impact crater, and it deposits the sediment.
Need to come back to the Cape because it's not the same.
Based on studies of deltas and lakes around Earth, that they're great places to concentrate and preserve organics and support microbial life. We're also excited because Jezreel exposes rocks that are between 3.5 to more than 4 billion years old and represent a variety of different geological processes.
Now, this might be a tough choice, but what do you think would be the most rewarding scientific discovery that we expect to get from this mission?
As hands down, I think the most rewarding discovery I think we can make with Perseverance would be finding a truly compelling ancient biosignature on Mars. The rocks in and around Jezreel Crater record a period of time when life first arose in the solar system, and we have the opportunity with Perseverance to study the evolution of the planet from a once habitable world likely capable of supporting ancient life to the cold, barren planet we know Mars is today.
And why do you think, Katie, it's so important to find out if there really is or was ancient life on Mars?
Well, the question of whether there's life beyond Earth is one of the most fundamental and essential questions we can ask. And our ability to ask this question and develop the scientific investigations and technology to answer it is one of the things that makes us as a species so unique. And based on everything we know about Mars in the past, it absolutely should have been capable of supporting life. So we can find out an answer to the question, where there were habitable environments, was there life? And studying the possible emergence of life on ancient Mars can also help us better understand the conditions that led to life on our own planet.
That's so fascinating, Katie. Now we're going to take a question from a student, Bara.
Hi, I'm Rover. And my question is, why was Mars able to sustain lakes and rivers ancient times, but cannot now? Isn't it difficult to make water? Isn't it always? Thank you.
Now, that is such a great question. And one of the things that was our atmosphere here on Earth and allows liquid water to be stable on our own planet is the fact that we have a magnetic field protecting our atmosphere.
Well, it's totally different. They rebuilt the whole place and redesigned it.
And left the atmosphere exposed to things like solar winds and cosmic rays that basically blew that atmosphere away. And once that happened, liquid water wasn't stable on the surface of Mars anymore. It was too cold in there and the pressure was too low. And so now Mars is not capable of supporting liquid water and likely not capable of supporting life at its surface.
Well, thank you so much to Bara for that great question. And a big big shout out to all the kids that are watching out there today. And thank you so much to you, Katie, for joining us. That was so great.
Thank you.
Now sending it back over to you, Raquel.
Thanks, Marina. Earlier, we were able to catch up with the communication systems engineer, Chloe Sack here. She helps us break down the system used to track Perseverance during landing.
Oh, you got it in VR? Ah.
Perseverance's landing is quite complex. We've rallied a truly global network.
You know, C.S. Murphy would be the one to be able to live stream that because he would be able to do it with his VR system he has hooked up.
Engineering telemetry via these communication assets that helps us see and understand exactly what's happening. Perseverance sends direct-to-Earth X-band trends, each of which provides us with indications of critical entry, descent, and landing events. During entry, descent, and landing, we have two Mars orbiters listening for the ultra-high frequency, or UHF, signals from Perseverance. These orbiters relay these signals to deep space network stations on Earth, Madrid in Spain, and Goldstone in California. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, or MRO, has reconfigured its software to form a type of relay called bent pipe. This will provide us with near real-time telemetry during entry, descent, and landing. We have coverage from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter from just before entry to a few minutes after landing. The telemetry we receive will be delayed by the time it takes light to travel from Mars to
That's cool.
on Earth. Additionally, the Mars
Oh, wow.
Atmosphere and Volatile Evolution spacecraft, or MAVEN, is recording these UHF signals.
I wish Jesse was here. I wish he wasn't working.
MAVEN will be covering us from around the time of cruise stage separation until a few minutes after landing. We also receive what we call heartbeat tones, which are indications the spacecraft is alive and progressing through our entry, descent, and landing. It's important to note that while unexpected, we could lose our communication link and still land safely. Because Perseverance is doing entry, descent, and landing completely autonomously, she doesn't need our help to do a safe landing. The communication links give us added visibility.
And you can see Chloe hard at work inside mission control right now. Perseverance's landing might look like the Curiosity rover used back in 2012, but landing on Mars is difficult. There's always a risk involved. Here's what needs to happen for Perseverance to touch down safely in Jezreel Crater.
Nothing can be taken for granted when you get to Mars. There's a lot of things we just don't know.
Don't know.
Always has a way of throwing us curveballs and surprising us.
I mean, until we get the data that says we're on the ground safely, I'm going to be worried that we're not going to make it.
Entry, descent, and landing is often referred to as the 7 minutes of terror.
Yeah, 7 minutes of terror.
About 7 minutes to get from the top of the atmosphere of Mars to the ground safely.
The spacecraft has to do all of this by itself.
There are many things that have to go right to get Perseverance onto the ground safely.
There's a lot counting on this. This is the first leg of
Do you see the big screen top left side of the room with the planet Mars?
Atmosphere entry, we get rid of really the spacecraft part of the rover that's been supporting us.
We come screaming in to the Martian atmosphere at 12 to 13,000 miles per hour.
And the heat shield is what dissipates all that initial energy through friction.
The vehicle will continue actually flying itself through the atmosphere. It's sort of like a transforming vehicle that went from spacecraft and now it's kind of an aircraft actively guiding itself.
When we're going slow enough, we deploy a parachute.
Oh.
Biggest supersonic parachute we've ever sent to another planet. It's critical for slowing down the vehicle.
Perseverance's entry, descent, and landing borrows heavily from that of
Okay.
Curiosity.
But fundamentally, Perseverance is a different rover.
Jesse said he knew that. That was one of the things for today.
to make it more capable so that it can deal with the land segment we've given.
The science team identified
Yeah, he's doing VR, actually, Chad. And if you do 360, it's turn to the left and up. And there's a picture of it. Jesse says, I asked him if we could do it on replay. He says he's going to have to check.
The heat shield, which has protected us all the way through entry, is no longer necessary. We need to get that off so that we can actually see the ground. And we can see the ground in a couple different ways.
Perseverance will be the first mission to use terrain relative navigation. So while it's the descending on the parachute, it will actually be taking images of the surface of Mars and determining where to go based on what it sees. This is finally like landing with your eyes open. Having this new technology really allows Perseverance to land in much more challenging terrain than Curiosity or any previous Mars mission could. Amongst the rocks, the craters, and the cliffs, these things are hazardous to the rover, but these are the things that are interesting to the scientists.
Once Perseverance has figured out where she is, jettison the back shell and the parachute, and light up our rockets. Those rockets help us steer to a safe landing spot that's nearby.
That descent stage takes us all the way down to about 20 meters off the ground.
That's when we start the sky. Once the rover has hit the ground, the descent stage will cut loose from the rover and fly away to a safe distance. Surviving that 7 minutes is really just the beginning for Perseverance. Its job, right, being the first leg of step return, to go look for those signs of past life on Mars. All that can't start until you get Perseverance safely to the ground. And then that's when the real mission begins.
With us now is Al Chen. He is Perseverance's entry, descent, and landing lead. Al, you were part of the Curiosity rover landing. Does it get any easier the second time around?
It absolutely does not, especially when considering we're trying to land the biggest, heaviest, and most complex rover we've ever built at the most dangerous landing site we've ever attempted. Jezreel may look great and promising from a science perspective, but it's absolutely treacherous for landing. There's a cliff wall that's about 200 feet tall that runs right through the middle of the landing site. There are craters full of sand that even if we landed them, we would not be able to drive out of. And there are rocks to the east and actually all over the place, rock fields. That would be a bad day for us if we were to land on them.
Now, Al, what new technology makes this type of dangerous landing?
You don't have a badge.
We're sharing two new technologies that are really kind of under the hood smarts that are allowing us to end at this treacherous landing site. The first is range trigger. That's the ability, we've given Perseverance the ability to decide for herself, based on where she is, when to deploy the parachute. Previously, we used to deploy parachutes, that supersonic parachute, based just on navigated velocity. But now Perseverance has the smarts to figure out where she is and deploy that parachute at just the right place to make sure that we shrink where we can come down. It actually reduces the area, that error ellipse, where we can come down on the ground. From something that was on the order of 15 miles long by 12 miles wide for Curiosity, to about 5 miles long by 4 miles wide for Perseverance. So that's quite a bit of reduction. Second, the next piece of technology that's helping us land there is terrain relative navigation. In the past, after we popped off the heat shield, we've taken pictures of the ground as it's been coming up. We haven't really done anything with them. This time,
Well, figure out how you get it.
Pictures, but also a kind of second brain to help it figure out what those pictures are telling it and match it up.
It's probably laying somewhere or on the ground. Look on the ground, or it's probably one somewhere around.
She can then fly to safe spots that are nearby once she really knows where she is. It allows the site to not have to be as flat and boring as a pancake as some of our past sites have been. The entire area would come down. Now we just need little pieces of that site to be small enough and safe enough for us to land in safely and fly there after we've gotten rid of the parachute.
And we also have a social media question coming in. Sansakari14 on Instagram is asking, how does the sky crane decide where to move itself after the payload lands?
After the payload lands, after the rover touches down, the sky crane, the descent stage, is that rocket-powered jetpack above it. The first job, of course, is to make sure you don't hurt the rover. So it will turn forward or backwards. So that the engine plume.
That's cheating.
So it'll come up and start to turn. And it'll go in whichever direction is closest to north. So it can either go forward, if that's the way north is, or go for the rear of the rover, if that's where north is. And it'll fly about a third of a mile or so away.
Thanks for talking to us today, Al.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's head back to Mission Control for an update from Swati.
Hi, Raquel. So remember that command that we sent at around 11:35 to bring the chamber off? We are just about transition that Perseverance has received the command. The command took 11 minutes to go to Perseverance, and then the reply took 11 minutes to get back from Perseverance to the ground. We should hear at any second now that we have officially turned off the transmitter. And after that, we will be about 4 minutes from the start of interdescent and landing mode. At this point, we will transition from the cruise approach mode to interdescent and landing. And that means our travel from Earth to Mars is done, and now we just need to get to the surface. So far, things are looking good.
Copy video, okay? Come back.
Okay. Now I gotta shut it off because it's gonna go crazy.
Friday. Story. Our tracking stations have all confirmed the results of the transmitter drop off and in lock on way. Copy Ace. GDS flight. Flight GDS. At this time, I'd like to disable the alarms before EDL main. So please disable all the alarm files and start a new down session. Copy that, ESVP. Copy that, proceeding now.
We are now officially one way the transmitter is off.
Rover mission has helped shape the other. Started with the landing of the Pathfinder more than 20 years ago, leading up to where we are today with Perseverance. Perseverance Deputy Project Manager Jennifer Trosper has worked on every Mars rover mission, and she joins us now. Jennifer, how does Perseverance fit into the history of exploring Mars?
Thanks, Raquel. It's great to be here. Well, Perseverance is NASA's 5th rover on Mars, and I've had the privilege of working on every one of them. And the very first rover was the Sojourner rover we sent in 1997, and it was the size of a microwave oven. And even at that small size, Sojourner was able to transform the way that we explore Mars, from stationary landers to small roving robots that go from place to place, just like a geologist would on Earth. So once we had that roving capability, then we sent our twin rovers, Spirit and Opportunity. Spirit and Opportunity were tasked with finding evidence of ancient waters on Mars. Now they did. They're great explorers, and both of them found ample evidence that water had once existed on the surface of Mars. But we had a question, another question then, was Mars ever habitable if water had been there? And that's when we sent Curiosity.
Phone home,
Curiosity
Opie.
was a major upgrade.
We lost Opie. He went silent. He's not in operations no more.
Instead of airbags. And she also carries along her own sample analytics lab, and she's still operating today. And during her exploration, she has found
No, it didn't land yet.
in an ancient lake bed on Mars. So now we're sending Perseverance. Perseverance is tasked with answering the question and looking for evidence of ancient microbial life on Mars. And in order to do this, she has to be the smartest and most capable rover we've ever sent.
Speaking of Perseverance, can you tell us more about how Perseverance is smarter than its predecessors?
Yes, we've made a lot of upgrades to help her along with the surface mission. One of them is for her autonomous traverse capability. When I say autonomous,
It's making the
we
approach.
tell her where we want her to end up, and she has to figure out the safe and best way to get there. In order to do that, she uses her cameras, algorithms, a computer. So we've given her another computer, we've upgraded the cameras, and we've upgraded the algorithms. Now she drives 3 times as fast as Curiosity could drive in this autonomous traverse mode. In fact, her average daily distance for driving, about 200 meters, is close to the maximum distance any rover has ever driven in a day on Mars. So she's fast. Another thing that we've done, which is the most significant upgrade that we've made, is the sample caching system itself. Curiosity has a robotic
I've
arm,
tried.
like
It's
Perseverance has a
theirs.
robotic arm, but on the end of Perseverance,
I've got it all the way up.
is a coring drill that will go and take rock cores tubes and into the
I don't know
rover
what's
where
going.
necessary
Usually
on
they're
Mars.
louder.
We'll take those tubes, we'll seal them and store them.
Unless
and
it's
eventually
louder
surface
on
them
the
the
jet
surface of
propulsion
Mars for
one.
future return to Earth.
And we also have a social media question about Perseverance. Erica AS on Instagram wants to know what the wheels of the rover are made out of.
Great question. Well, you may think we make them out of some material you've never heard of. It turns out they're made of aluminum. Now, Perseverance's wheels are a little thicker than Curiosity's, but they're actually both made out of aluminum.
And one more question for you. Can you tell us more about the importance of where you are right now in the building?
Yes, I am above, on the second floor, above the cruise mission support area that you've been watching. And this is the surface mission support area. So as soon as Perseverance lands, all commands, this room will take over, become headquarters for operating Perseverance on Mars.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Now, we now know Perseverance's place in history. Let's take an up-close look at the rover with Mars 2020 System Testbed Engineer Elio Morillo.
Thank you, Beckett. Standing in front of the Mars 2020 Perseverance scaled model. As you can tell, this vehicle is about the size of a Mini Cooper. These wheels are obviously black here, and they look like rubber, but they're